What is up, everybody? This is Eric, the one and only Bear Collector, and today I am doing my May 2025 video game haul. And this month I got a bunch of digital downloads, a couple of physical games, a couple of cool things here and there. However, the whole, for the most part, the haul was good, but in some cases it was a little bit bittersweet. And what I mean about that, I'll explain it in a little while. But first, let's start with the digital downloads of the month. I bought for both the Switch and for the Steam Deck. First, let's start with the Switch and games that I received for this month. The first one was a game I've been trying to get for a long time, and that is Fuga, Memories of Steel. This one's basically an RPG, very similar to there's a Nintendo Switch game that's very similar to it, where you travel to different places on the map, and then each little spot is a mission or an intermission where you do things on the side. But basically, you're a bunch of young kids out to save your village after it was attacked, and they're going out there to defend their village in a tank. Now, this game is considered to be a spiritual successor to the game Red the Hunter, which came out, I believe, in the DS or in the Game Boy Advance. It's a very rare game to own. And then also, if you guys remember, I did a review a long time ago of the game Till Concerto. It's from the same universe. So yeah, this one was one that I was hoping to get for a really long time because it was never going on sale, and it finally did. And then the next game right here is Tora. Basically, this is a 2D side-scrolling platformer where you're a human that ends up in a land of masks, and you're out to solve the mystery of what's going on in the land. And you have a weapon that's an axe, but it also talks a lot. So, yeah, it looks it's a 2D side-scrolling platformer, but it looks like it could be a Metroidvania-style game. And that one looked interesting. Very colorful, very good graphics on that one. The next one is the Hong Kong Massacre. Now, this particular game right here is an overhead shooter. The gameplay style and the way that you do, because it does slow motion stuff, it reminds me of John Wick. But you're basically a police officer in Hong Kong who his partner dies, gets killed, and you're taking revenge. So you do a lot of these badass moves where you just kind of go in slow motion, and it looks pretty cool. The next game is The Escapist Complete Edition. This is another game that I've been trying to get. My son is the one that had played it, and he said it was pretty fun. You're basically in a prison, and you're doing like different quests and tasks in the prison, taking items. So it's like prison survival. And my son said the gameplay was pretty fun. The next one is 20XX. Obviously, from the pictures, this is a straight-up Mega Man X clone style game. It's a 2D side-scrolling platformer. Now, that one, it's roguelite. So that means that it is, if you go to the levels, it's never the same. It's randomly selected. Now, what the story is behind this one, I'm not sure what it's about. From the pictures, it looked like, it looked like someone that looked kind of like Dr. Light or a professor was being attacked by robots. And so this particular character goes out to save them. And it's like a two-player co-op gameplay on that one as well. Now, Rogue Heroes of Ruins of Tassos. This one's basically a rogue adventure style game. You're thrown in there. The goddesses summon you to go help out the land of Tassos from evil. So you're out there to defend the land. And this one looked pretty interesting. So yeah. And then, of course, these two, Johnny Trigger Sniper and Johnny Trigger. Johnny Trigger Sniper is a sequel to Johnny Trigger, which Johnny Trigger is like you're an assassin that's out to do different missions, and you're out to assassinate different characters, and you do these little tricks to maneuver and jump around. It reminds me kind of like the Hong Kong one, where you go into slow motion and you select your targets and you destroy everybody on the scene, and you move to the next scene until the end of the level. And this one is more of a sniper style game. So yeah, and it's based on the same character. So those are the games I got for the Nintendo Switch this month. This is an old game. I was just playing that one. So yeah, but these are the new ones right here that I showed you. So anyways, let me go ahead and show you guys the games for the Steam Deck. Now that one particular, the Steam Deck, I got several games for that one. Because a lot of them went on sale. So and some my son downloaded. So the first one that I got right here. Okay, and like always, we're gonna go and take a look at it. Whoa, just purchase. Oh, what am I doing? Sorry. Let's go in and go to the store. This one is called Alias. Oh my god, I can't. Sometimes the titles on these games are very hard to read, but it's called Alias Awakening. So Doge 2042. It's actually a cyberpunk adventure game. So this one was free, and it's basically, it's more of a story-driven style game, and you explore the area. What it's completely about, and I like to take you guys to the store page when I do these because it shows you a lot of the info. So hopefully it gives us more of a clarity of the story. And it does not. So just basically like a cyberpunk adventure-driven story game. I'll show you guys some of the images. So yeah, you kind of do different things. Look very fun, very interesting. So yeah, that's one of the games. The next one is by Audacity, The Mansion. This one right here is a horror game, first person shooter, and basically you're exploring this one mansion, and after the apocalypse. And so there's biological mutants rage Earth, and you're the one responsible for finding crucial information to fight back. So this one looks pretty interesting. It was a lot of these games I got for free. So if you guys are interested, you guys can go check it out. And yeah, it's like a secret mansion that you go through. So it's very first person horror shooter. Looks very interesting. So yeah, that's one. The next one, Bongo Cat. Basically, Bongo Cat is just a little cat that you use, that you play. You type different words and you get different hats and items and whatnot. My son downloaded this one because he was playing in the computer. So it's a cute little game. This one right here, Celia's Quest. This one is actually an RPG. Let's go to the store info. So you leave your home for an adventure, and you're trying to avoid to get married. You're trying to avoid getting married to another, to set the creep. So she tries to run away and get into adventures. This one seemed very interesting. Let's go to the page and show you guys this. So yeah, it's a fun little game. Yeah, if you guys can see that. So it's kind of like a 2D RPG. Very interesting. Looks very Zelda-like. So it looks interesting. Yeah, it looks kind of Zelda-like, or is more of an actual RPG. So yeah, pretty cool. The next one I got. Okay. Dream BBQ or Dream Barbecue. Eda, or what's it called? It's called... Oh my goodness. It's called Enna Dream Barbecue. This game right here, it was a game that my son wanted me to really download really, really bad. Now I beat the game not long ago because my son wanted me to play it just recently. It's basically a episodic game. The first chapter is free. You can obviously, if you contribute money to the developer, you'll get little extras. But the story on this one is so weird. I kind of didn't dig it. So it's very experimental. It's weird, but it's interesting. So yeah, you go to different survival. So you go into different missions. You're basically a person that takes on jobs, and your whole main mission is to try to go and get rid of the boss because they're blocking some sort of door, and it has to do with a lot of doors to different areas. I kind of feel like it's an afterlife type of game. She's trying to look for a bathroom. It's just a weird, weird story, but at the same time, it's interesting. I don't know. And in a way, although I wasn't too fond of the game because it was so confusing. It's a first person game, adventure game. As much as it was confusing, it was fun. But yeah, looking forward for the next chapter. And then this one right here, Null Null Hack? I forgot. Null Hack. I think this is a platformer. Let's go to the store page. Null Hack is a remaster. Oh, it's actually a remastered roguelike from NetHack. So this is the one. Okay, so this is an RPG. It's based off an old computer game, PC game, and they named it Null Hack. So it's kind of like you want to say kind of like adventure, kind of like Diablo style game, but it looked very interesting, and it was free to play. It's free to play, guys, you know. So yeah, got that one, and it caught my attention. And then Green Thing. Okay, so this is another one that was free to play. This one is a 3D. This one's a 3D platformer. So you're basically you're cannoli, you know, how you're cannoli house cat that you're with an alien, and you're with and like some sort of alien, and you pair to help the alien, you know, fix his UFO. Very interesting platformer. And of course you can play two players at the same time, kind of like split screen. But yeah, it looked fun. It reminds me like a N64 style game. And yeah. This next one, what is it called? Haberdashers. This is kind of like a racing game that was free also. Let me get you there to the game info. Yeah, it's basically a racing game with kind of like Mario Kart style PC. So you control a humanoid creature, and you go around the house and homes and do races. It's a very interesting game. Picked it up. It was for free, as you can see. So yeah, and then the next one. Okay, Little Devil. This is actually a game that I've been trying to get for a really long time. It went on sale, and this is basically like a point and click game that was from an old it was from an old PC game that they made. So you're right here. You guide Mutt through the labyrinth of chaos to retrieve the mystical pizza of plenty. So yeah, so it's like a I'll take you to the store page. It's kind of like a point and click style game, yeah. Or is it a platformer? It looks like a point and click style platformer. I don't know. It reminds me of those 3D games, kind of like what was those? Oh my God, sorry, it's late at night and I'm having a hard time to remember, but it reminds me of those games, kind of like cinematic style point and click games. Midnight Snack. This is another horror inspired game. You know, a lot of these games, yeah, it's a short first person horror game where you wander through an eerie forest using the dials of a microwave. So a lot of these games just caught my eye when I found them because they were free and they were interesting. But yeah, it caught my eye. So you basically go travel through, I guess, you know, interesting, free if you guys are interested. And let's see what other game is there. We're almost there. You Doesn't Exist. This one's actually an RPG. Set on an adventure that challenges the codes of the RPG genre. Toying with boundaries to create something unique, with unlike anything you've ever seen. Okay, so let's see what it's about. Okay, so yeah, So you're trying to become a knight in the game. So it's a typical. Is it what? Oh, it's a typical cheap RPG Maker style game. So I wonder if they made it through RPG Maker. It's kind of, it reminds me like Final Fantasy. Looks pretty fun. It was free. I believe it was free. So yeah. And then finally the last game, another Zombie Pandemia 2D. This one was also free. This is kind of like a shooter. So yeah, you different protagonists, each with their own story and loss of resilience and brutal torn apart. You'll uncover the journeys and sacrifices, facing the daunting choices to fight, hide, or endure whatever lies ahead. Oh, so it gives you like different scenarios. Yeah, so it's like a 2D overhead style game, kind of like a shooter. Yep, and those were my digital downloads of the month. So yeah, some interesting games, you know. So let's go ahead and shut this down. I just noticed I had an update on the system. There's a thing about if you guys have a Steam Deck, you guys will get a lot of updates on there. So every other day you would want to check your system for updates. Excuse me, even especially if you're doing emulation on the console and whatnot. But anywho, on to the physical games of the month. I only got a couple. But before I start showing you guys what I got this month, I want to do an honorable mention because last month I mentioned, guys, that I got my daughter's godfather, no, my son's godfather got my daughter and my son one of those dance pads from Dance Dance Revolution for the Wii, but it didn't have the game. But I went off and I bought the game for it. Very cheap. It wasn't a lot. It wasn't expensive. So yeah, got the game that belonged to the actual dance pad. So yeah, just an honorable mention that I got it, and now the whole dance pad and everything is complete. And that's gonna be something like a treat for my kids to play. So hopefully they'll enjoy that pad, and it's something that I wanted to get, that I've always wanted to get. And yeah, and thanks to my son's godfather for getting us that pad. To my friend Joseph, our family friend Joseph, for that one, and my son's godfather. So anyways, moving right along, first game I got at the beginning, around the beginning of the month, is a game I've been looking for a little bit, called Neon White for the PS5. This is a 3D action style game. Is what you call it, like the when they jump in the roofs. Oh my goodness, like my brain is so out. It's a shooter. It's kind of like parkour. That's what I meant to say. But it has really good music and good graphics on this one. As you can see, you know, I guess the band, there's a poster for music from, what is it? You guys can see it. I'm having a hard time seeing. Right there. Makine Girl. Sorry if I pronounce it wrong. So yeah, music from them, or her, or him. Sorry, I'm not familiar with the band, but basically, yeah, this is one of those games that I've been wanting that I saw gameplay of, and it really piqued my interest. The next one is another one. So I went several times to GameStop, and I found a really interesting game. It's an RPG that I remember seeing before, but I did receive, and that game is that I did wanted to get, and I let it go, and it's called Monarch for the PS5. It's basically an RPG. It comes with a poster. Is it a map? No, it's a book, and it comes with I guess a different cover. You guys can see there's like a different cover for it. So I switched it over. So yeah. Sorry, my vision right now, it's really bad. Engulfed your academy. So you're trying to save your academy from the latest threats. So yeah, in this one, yeah, because I don't know if this one takes place in a school. This is the one that takes place in a school, but it's very interesting. So yeah, I decided to get that one. Next is a NES game that I've been wanting to get for a while. It's a shooter, a very common but popular one, and it's Section Z for the NES. This one, I've seen gameplay of this one before. It's one that interested me. Obviously, these stickers, you could tell that this used to be probably a rental. And of course, they say that this is the 5-screw variant of the game. I mean, yeah, it is the 5-screw variant, but I mean, I don't know how good those things are or whatnot, but got that one. Next one is a game. So I went to GameStop again, and this month they had a sale that was like the 4 for $40, and I took advantage of a couple of games. And the first one that I got from the first 4 sets was one that I thought it was gonna be cool, but they say that it's meh. And I've wanted to give it a try. It's Harvest Moon Light of Hope for the Switch. Got the little cartridge for it. So yeah, they say this one it's okay. It's not as great as other Harvest Moon games. And when I saw that one, because this is one of the ones that I really was interested, I just kind of went like, okay, but I'll still give it a shot. The next one was Darksiders Genesis. Now this one is like an overhead adventure game, which is like the beginnings of the Darksiders games, and this one right here caught my attention. So yeah, I wasn't, so that time I remember, well, I'll explain right now. So that's the other one. I'll put them right here for now because I'll do some explanation. The third one is a game that I've been wanting to get for a long time and I've been interested in, and it's No Man's Sky for the PS4. This one right here, basically you go exploring a planet, and it's kind of like colonizing, building, and whatnot. Heard a lot of people this game's really tough. I heard a lot of people this game is interesting. So this is a game that has caught my eye for quite some time. And then finally, another one that caught my eye when I was there is called Nier. Oh my God, Nier Automata. Nier Automata. The day one. Nier Automata for the PS4. And this one is basically like a 3D. I believe it's a 3D. God, sorry guys, my vision right now is really bad. It's basically like a 3D adventure game. So you're trying to save mankind. Storyline's a little weird. Well, this one has another multiple cover game. Interesting. I didn't know that. It has 2 covers. Yeah, nice. Yeah, so I remember that this one has to do with robots. Yeah, you're part of a human resistance that is trying to defend the planet from it's from invaders, from alien invaders. So yeah, sorry, I thought it was robots. It looked very robotic. I apologize, it's kind of late. So anyways, going back to these 4 games, there was a 5th game that I wanted to get. It was a side-scroller for the Switch that was going for the same price, and I couldn't decide what to get. I was going to leave this one, but unfortunately, the game was more expensive, so it went over the $20 limit to be part of the sale. And I was a little bit upset because I was going to buy the game, or the game was going for less than that. And I was going to buy the game separate. But yeah, I would have gotten a 5th game. But it is what it is. And then I went to my local thrift store a couple of times this month too. First time I got this game, Shaun White snowboarding for the PS3. Complete in the box, in pretty decent shape. Basically snowboarding from Shaun White. I know he's famous, but I do not know anything about Shaun White. But I've heard around the grapevine that this isn't a bad game, that it's pretty decent. Unless I made a mistake on the snowboarding game, and I decided to pick it up. I didn't pay less than that. And then again, like I mentioned, I went to GameStop yet again a second time. And I took advantage again of that 4 for 40 deal. First game that I got is a game that I've been eyeing out for quite some time, but I kind of let go, and that's Time and Frog Island for the Switch. Now, I want to say that this is a limited run game. However, because I've seen it more expensive as a limited run, then they started porting it in GameStops. But I don't see anything that's limited run, or a version is either limited run or one of those companies that does limited games. And it's basically you explore at your own pace. So it's basically like it reminds me kind of like a builder game. So this kind of reminds me of games like Forager, games like Harvest Moon style games, the way that it is. But I was very curious about this one. So yeah, I got that one. Next one is called Sinking City for the PS4. Interesting, it came with a map. And one of the things that I got really interested, you guys see that it's Oakmont, City of Oakmont, City of Oakland. Doesn't that look familiar? I wonder if it's loosely based in Oakland. That's basically the Oakland tree from the City of Oakland. So I thought this was very interesting, and I didn't even know that. Came with the map, but I don't know if it had instructions. So you're basically in an island, and you're trying to explore. What is it that you're trying to do there? It's a flooded city. So you're trying to explore a flooded city. The way that it looks, it reminds me. It gives me vibes kind of like Drake, those games and all of that. So yeah, looks very interesting, and especially when they show the map of City of Oakmont. The next one is this one's a first-person shooter called Rico. This one caught my attention. I would want to say that this reminds me of Rico London. I don't know if it's part of the series. This is a totally different game. So when I picked it up, it really piqued my interest. It reminds me also of 13. 13's a game that I had for the PS2 that I beat. That was very tough. And man, the ending sucked in 13. So yeah, but hopefully it's not like that. And it reminded me of that. And then finally, I got God Eater 3. This one in particular right here is one of the sequels of the God Eater games. I have part 1 and 2, and now I got the third one. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I took advantage at GameStop. The next games, I got in my local thrift store yet again, and at a different time. But I also bought something as well. When I mentioned earlier in the video that I said it was like a bittersweet thing, I'll explain in a little bit yet again. But the first thing that I got was Assassin's Creed Brotherhood for the Xbox 360. Now, this is one of the Assassin's Creed's game that I thought I owned, but I don't have it. So I got that one. Next one, I do own this one for the PS3. I thought I didn't own it, but I thought it was cool, and it was still cheap. Final Fantasy 13. It has like 3 discs. It has like a bunch of discs. But I got this one. And then I got Namco Museum, a 50th anniversary collection. So it has a bunch of games, 14 classic games. Nothing that I don't have before, but I dig it. It's Dig Dug again. So yeah, Pole Position 1 and 2. Dragon Spirit is cool. Rolling Thunder, okay. Mappy, ooh, and Sky Kid. These are not bad games. So yeah, got that one. And then finally, now this is a game that I know that is highly popular. It's like a first-person shooter. Very popular game, Overwatch. The Legendary Edition, and of course, it came with its info. So yeah, I'm not gonna show that. But yeah, I thought I would give this a shot. My son many years ago My parents gave him an Overwatch Funko that was kind of like a bigger Funko with a little character that was like the mech. I don't know if it was an Overwatch thing, but yeah. And those were the games for the month of May 2024. Now, interesting stuff that I bought. During the first trip to the thrift store, I found something really cool. And I typically don't like getting DVDs or anything like that unless it really, really catches my attention. And I got the Voltron, the original Voltron series, but I come to discover that this is one of 5 sets. I don't know if that means that this is what a collector's number? I don't know. They just put that number, but it's all of the Voltron of this particular set. And when I saw it at first, I was iffy about getting it. And yeah. Oh, I don't know if it has the booklet or not. So it's like 3 discs. Very nice. But when I discovered that it was only a set amount of Voltron videos, I was kind of like, man. But this is like the first part of the series, the first few movies. So it's not bad. So I got that. And then during that time, hold on. Oh, man. So during that time, I found something very interesting because my kids show a lot of interest in music. I found a Kitty Star DJ mixer from VTech. And this thing, as someone that does music, this thing is pretty interesting, guys. Let me see. Let me hook it up here for a second. If you guys can listen, oh, this, see how you guys have this? This is pretty badass, you know? But let me take that off because the light really bothers me. There we go. And then I know that I was messing with it. I was probably the one messing with it more than my kids. Was it this one? No, it's it's weird. Yeah, it's pretty tight. It does, you know. So it does like different little beats. Now it can be anything different than going to I know the light is there. It can be anything different than doing in your apps or whatever. Let me see. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. I mean, for the kids to learn, and then you can also do... It's pretty cool. See you later. Yeah, this is actually like a cool little toy for the kids. My daughter seems to be showing a lot more interest in music and whatnot. But yeah, that's one thing. And then the next thing that I got, now these I've been looking for quite some time, but I've been waiting for them to go on sale, and I found them at Didi's. And it's this Princess Peach's Castle from the Super Mario Brothers movie, the miniatures. I love miniatures, like little sets and whatnot. Now, this is interesting because this thing was like, I saw it at GameStop the other day for $30, and I got this one at Ross for $12. Yeah, from like, it says 30, yeah. So I got it like more than half off. So this is really cool. But then later, when I went to Didi's, I found a whole series of these miniatures that are part of the deck. So if you guys see all these miniatures right here, I got them all right here. So I got Tanuki Mario, put him right there. I got the Shy Guy, put it right here. Where you can see, man, right there. I got the Goomba, of course. And then I got the Dry Bones. Got it right here. And then I got Cat Mario right here. And then I got the General Koopa right here. So these are basically the whole little set right there. Now, when I seen these in the past, I've been letting go of the van of this one. This one I've seen a lot on sale out there in the wild. And obviously the only things that I'm missing is Luigi, Toad, and Kamek. And those are the ones that I really to get those, I really want to get the Mario house. And of course, I think there's also the DK, the Donkey Kong set as well. So that's that. And then finally, now when I told you guys that I had a bittersweet purchase, it's this. So let me show you what I bought at my thrift store the second time that I went when I got those last set of games. I actually found a PS4. Now, the thing with the PS4 right here, as you guys can see, it was going for $15.99. However, there was a sale during the time that this came out. Now, some kids were looking at this. Some teenagers were looking at this console. And they were really, really trying to decide to get it and whatnot. Basically, at the end, they gave me the console. They told me, because I told them, I explained to them that it came with the cable and whatnot. So they said, they tested it and they said, well, this thing has the white light. And they said, if it has the white light, there's an issue with the HDMI. And so it's gonna cost a lot of money to fix. And I'm like, okay, white light. And he's like, and they gave me the console. Say, if you want to buy it, go ahead, but we don't have enough money to fix it. It's just not enough. That's too much for us. So then I went ahead and I'm like, okay. I tested the console right there at the thrift store. No white light came out. Tested it, everything was fine. And I researched about the white light, and apparently a lot of the PS4s, they suffer from a bad HDMI. Whoa, sorry guys. I'm moving the camera. This thing's huge. They suffer from a really bad HDMI port right there. A lot of the times the port gets damaged, or the little prongs inside of the HDMI, it gets damaged. So they were like, it was damaged. So when I tested it, a regular blue light came out. And when I saw the repairs for the white light, it said it could be a lot of different things. It could be the bad HDMI cable. It could be a bad TV. It could be that it's not getting enough power. A lot of different things. So I said, I took a gamble and I bought it. So lo and behold, when I got home and I tested it, I got the damn white light. So unfortunately, I tried to take it to a local computer shop that I've taken things before, that they've been really good. And they told me, nah, it has a bad HDMI. And I asked the guy, how much will that cost me? And they said, well, anywhere between $130 to $150, because the job to do that is very complicated. And mind you, I researched this on YouTube. I've done a couple of repairs on some of my consoles. I've done, now I'm not very good when it comes to soldering and whatnot. And when I saw what they needed to do, it was a job that I kind of didn't want to mess around with. It's something that I didn't want to, mess around with it. I didn't want to make it worse. So I looked around, and the cheapest place, I found this place in San Leandro that will repair them for $100. So I told my girlfriend, and my girlfriend and I and everybody in my family was like, why don't you just look for a console that could be cheaper than that, or if you can find it. Lo and behold, I did buy one. So I did win a console on eBay for less, for about $90. But not only that, this one didn't come with no PS4 controllers. And mind you, the controllers are expensive. So that one came with 2 controllers, and it's tested and it works and it's guaranteed. So I'm probably going to be getting that by the end of the week. You know, after releasing the video. So this is something that I wanted to show you guys, which was bittersweet. There's another thing I bought, and that, but what I'm gonna do with this one, I told my son that because I found a place that cost $100, I'll later down the line I'll save up a little bit more of cash, and I'll fix it, and I'll give him this console, and I'll give him one of the controllers since the other one came with 2. And I'll let him have this one. And he was very excited. So once I get a little bit more cash flow after spending all this stuff, I'm going to go fix it. And I'm going to let him have this console. Now, the other thing I bought, and that one was something that really ticked me off too, was another Xbox 360. Right here, an Xbox 360. Now, my Xbox 360 right now, the one I currently have, the other one, for some reason, it doesn't want to turn, well, it turns on, my power brick gives a solid orange light, which they say that there could be something wrong with the power, right here with the power port where the power connects, or it could be something different with the USB ports or whatnot. But I saw a little fix online that I haven't tried yet, to fix my other console, because there's a game stuck in there that I really want to play. And then I bought this one thinking it was gonna work, but unfortunately this one console here has the red light of death. And I was like, oh my god. So I spent money on these 2 consoles, and it gave me the red light of death. I let it be for a little bit, and then it worked. But then I couldn't pair a controller, so then it stopped working, and I said, okay, so if maybe I can use this for parts for the other one that has like the bad power, but I don't know if it involves soldering. I haven't done any research on that yet. But unfortunately, you know, I made it work, and the red light went away for some reason, but I guess the red light of death is the red light of death. And unfortunately, that is my bittersweet story, but I did get the rest of these cool things. At the end of the day, the PS4 would cost me, on average, what you would find a PS4 online, like they go, I know that I noticed during the time that I researched it, they were going for 150. So all in all, for the PS4, I spent 150, kind of like what I would buy it if I would buy it online. The thing is that a PS4 is something that I wasn't really looking for, but in order for me to coop my money, at least to have something working, you know, I just didn't, you know, it made more sense to just buy another console. And then since my son, you know, he doesn't have a PS4 and he can enjoy all these games, because there's a lot of really cool games that I have for the PS4, I can let him play that, give him a console. So yeah, at the end of the day, it turned out to be cool. Anyways, this has been Eric, the one and only Bay Area Collector. This is my May 2025 video game haul. A lot of cool things, except for the consoles that I'm a little bit kind of disappointed about, kind of a little bit pissed off about it. But what can you do? You take a gamble, you win some, you lose some. So you can't complain. I can't complain. So anyways, updates, don't really have any. I just released the Adventure Island 3 from the comparison. I really want to get that series done and over with. But the next couple of videos on that particular series, just to let you guys know, it's gonna be a little mediocre, because I had already done 2 Adventure Island game reviews already in the past. Adventure Island 4 and Super Adventure Island 2. And of course, the ones that are mostly left now are the ones for Wonder Boy. So during in due time, I'll release those videos, and those are going to come out. Other than that, I've been trying to see if I can get into doing more movie reviews. but I've been too lazy about doing movie reviews. I want to do more of that. And of course, more Transformer stuff as it goes. I've been too lazy with that. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys take care. I rambled long enough. Please, guys, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe to Lily, a simple mom, Logan's Toy Box Review, and Alexis Toy Box Review. I'll leave their links down in the description below. Please help out my family on those. I would truly appreciate it. We would truly appreciate it. And of course, you guys can see me in those videos of them as well. I try not to be involved in their videos as much, so I can give them their freedom to do their things. But sometimes I come out. So anyways, hope you guys enjoy this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys take care. Peace out.